Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So, I decided to make another video on the 3rd gen Acura TL after seeing how popular my point of view drive review was on this car. And every single video about the Type S on my channel is very popular and a lot of people keep asking me questions about it and everyone seems to love the car. So, I wanted to make a quick buying guide or give more information about the 3rd gen TL from 04 to 06. So let's begin. So the 3rd gen Acura TL came out in 2004 and was met with a lot of popularity because of its styling, right? And the car was much cheaper than the Germans rivals and just offered a lot of great stuff. So this car is the best selling sedan Acura has ever made. And it is the best sedan that Acura has ever made. This car got a lot of popularity, and this was the best-selling sedan in the United States at the time for 4 years. It was fantastic. And the 04 to 06 models had 270 horsepower, and you could either get an automatic transmission, a 5-speed automatic, or you could get a 6-speed manual transmission. The 5-speed automatic transmission is very problematic on the 04 to 06 models because they use the same transmission from the 2nd gen TL, and that had a lot of issues, and that transferred over to the 3rd gen for the first 2 years for 04 to 06. And many people have had transmission failures where the transmission died, so it was just a rolling piece of junk, and no one will really want to get it fixed. And most people now, I met many people who had an 04 or 06 model and they said the automatic transmission conked out on them. The failure rate is very, very high, so I strongly suggest you stay away from an 04 to 06 automatic. And most of them are already beaten up anyway, so it's kind of hard to find them in decent shape. If you can get a manual one, that would be good. The manual ones are much more reliable because of the reliable 6-speed manual transmission, obviously, instead of the problematic 5-speed automatic. And the manual ones came with 4-piston Brembo brakes. On the 07 to 08 models, which are also the last 2 model years, they came with the 4-piston Brembos. And as you can see, my 08 Type S has them. And for the Type S, both the automatic and manual had them, but from 04 to 06, the manual transmission ones had the Brembos. So you not only get Brembo brakes, but you get a great car. And if you can find one in good shape, go for it. They're very nice. And if you're getting 04 to 06, only get a manual. And let's talk about the 07 to 08 model. So in 2007, Acura rated the horsepower on the base model at, I believe, 256 or something like that. And the Type S models had 287 horsepower. The manual transmission models came with a limited slip differential as well. And that's basically the only difference it has other than the transmission and the limited slip from the 5-speed automatic. They come equipped the same way. And here are the trim levels from 04 to 06. You could get a base with a 5-speed or 6-speed automatic or 6-speed manual transmission, or you could get an A-Spec, which is a sportier version of the car with a sportier look to the body with a different bumper, a different rear bumper, and A-Spec wheels. And speaking of A-Spec, for the Type S models, there you could also get A-Spec front lip, an A-Spec body kit, A-Spec front bumper, and A-Spec rear bumper. But my car does not have A-Spec. I'm not a fan of the A-Spec bumper on the Type S. I don't like it that much, but I would love to have the A-Spec on the back. And so let's talk about some issues that you may face with this car. Most Type S's are completely beaten up. Like mine is especially around where I am, this car is very rare and gets a lot of attention, and everyone seems to love this thing. And mine is in excellent shape. It's almost every single, I only see maybe 1 or 2 Type S's other than mine every 1 or 2 months. And most of the time they're completely beaten up. So yeah. And a very common problem with all TLs was the cracked dash. Mine does not have a cracked dash, but I have a dash cover on there to protect it. So that is something you want to look out for because cracked dash looks horrible. It looks terrible. And some other problematic things with this car As I already spoke about, the 04 to 06 automatic transmission is garbage. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. And some other things. These cars have, the motor mounts can get bad, and they are known to go. On my car, the motor mounts are bad as well. I had 2 motor mounts replaced on mine, and you'll be able to hear it when you start it up with the engine rattle and shaking. And some other things. You might want to get the ball joints looked at. The ball joints, if they go bad, it's very catastrophic, the kind of damage it can do to the car. Like if you search up pictures, if the ball joints go bad, the whole front end can basically just go. It's very dangerous, so you might want to make sure that you get that checked. If the car was lowered in the past, there's a high chance that the ball joints are very worn. Mine have not been changed, but I will get them inspected soon, and my car has never been lowered, and I've had no signs of bad ball joints or anything, no sounds, no uneven tire or nothing, but I will get them checked, and if they're bad, I will change them. But if they seem to be good, and I've already got them inspected before. And so, some other things about the car, some buying guide. So, the water pump and timing belt on this car is one of the most expensive maintenance repairs that you will have to do. If this car has over 100, you have to wait either 100,000 miles or 7 years, and it has to be changed at that point. If you're looking at one of these and the timing belt and water pump has not been done and you're sitting at over 100,000 miles, stay away. That's already another big repair that you have to pay for at that point. So I would stay away from that and look for one that has had that changed. Otherwise, you're in for a big repair bill. It's just maintenance, but yeah, you're in for a big repair. And this car, a lot of them are known to burn oil. Mine has gotten an oil leak recently. It's a very minor leak. I just check it, and I've never had to top it off at all. The oil level is always very high, but I know some people whose oil started leaking in their car, in their TL, around 100K. Mine started leaking at 133K. Probably the oil pump. It's a very minor leak, as I said, super slow leak, doesn't leak that often, and the oil level has never dropped. But I'm keeping an eye on it, just in case that it does. And so, about the Type S right here, as I said, you will have a very hard time finding one in good shape. And the prices on these are going up as the demand's going up, and ones in good shape are becoming basically impossible to find. And as I said, ones in good shape are becoming basically impossible to find. And the 5-speed automatic in the 07 to 08 models is good. Not problematic at all, and it's pretty good. But if you're looking for a Type S, and if you have the budget, I suggest going for a manual transmission. You're probably going to spend over 15 or 16,000 to get one of those. You can get an automatic Type S in decent shape for like 12K, I'd say. And you could get one in really bad shape for like 7K, which I've seen a lot of people do. So, as I said, you want to get that timing belt and water pump. You got to make sure that was done, regardless of any TL you get. Make sure the 04 to 06 ones, you stay away from that if they have an automatic transmission, because the failure rate is very high, and you will be in some trouble. Get the motor mounts inspected, right? Get the timing belt, as I already said, the timing belt and stuff. Make sure the car has been properly maintained. And good luck trying to find one in good shape. Because like I said, a lot of them are beaten up. And you'll have to get lucky. And I'll show you another, guys, a quick walk around once again. And I'll go over the mods on my car real quick. So here's my interior. I got Acura logo projectors. That's one of my mods. Another mod I have, I have an Injen cold air intake. I have an ATLP V2 J-Pipe, which I just got installed the other day. I've got a mid-muffler delete, and I've got a Dynomax race bullet resonator that is known as a stage 3 muffler delete, and if you get it done right, it sounds fantastic, and it's amazing. My exhaust and my exhaust setup and my cold air intake is fantastic. The car sounds excellent, and the thing is, with stage 3, that's the cheapest exhaust mod that you can do, but a lot of people get it done at crappy shops, with horrible welds, and it sounds horrible. So you get what you paid for. Make sure you get a good weld, and make sure you get good options. Some other exhaust options, you could get an ATLP full exhaust, pseudo catback, RV6, which is super rare, or Accelerate, which is also very rare, but they pop up every once in a while. If y'all have any questions about the car, feel free to leave questions in the comments section, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. And you can check out my Instagram at darkknightua7. And I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Acura TL Type S. I hope this video will help you find your Type S or 3rd Gen TL, and good luck.